I'm Dr. David E. Clarke, and this is Ask Dr. Clarke. If you're enjoying these Ask Dr. Clarke videos and finding the instruction helpful, then I ask you to tap the like button and tap the subscribe button, and also click on the notification bell so that every time we release a video, you'll be notified. So today's question. My husband is addicted to pornography. If I've heard that once, I've heard it a million times. Very common question and a good one. My husband is addicted to pornography. He says he's sorry every time I catch him. He says he'll stop, but he doesn't stop. What do I do? Your husband has a sexual addiction. This is not a marriage counseling case. So don't bother going to marriage counseling at this time. That's a common mistake. It's a waste of time. What your husband needs to do is get his own individual therapy, with you involved in the process, of course, to get into solid recovery from his addiction. He's going to have to work hard, very hard, to get a handle on this and stop the behavior. So, issue one is you find a licensed, experienced male therapist in your local area, someone who has expertise in sexual addiction. Biblical counselors are well-meaning, pastors are great people, they don't know what they're doing in this area. Someone has expertise. Now, you'll both go to the first meeting because it's very important that you as the other spouse feel comfortable and confident with the therapist. You both have to feel that way, of course. Now, what's going to happen, of course, your input as the other spouse is vitally important. Now, in that very first session, you're going to have a release signed. Your husband will sign a release with the therapist so that the therapist is working with him will give you regular updates on his progress. Trust is not very high. You need those updates. And also, you're going to be told everything by your husband, everything he's doing in the therapy process, not part of it, all of it. There are some therapists that think, well, that's private. I don't think the spouse needs to know. Baloney. You need to know everything. So he'll be sharing every bit of his process. Now, at the same time, your husband will also go to a sexual addiction group. Now, individual therapy, very important, but the group process is powerful. It's life-changing. Celebrate Recovery is one option. The therapist will know exactly where to send him. The therapist may have his own sexual addiction group. So individual therapy, group, you're involved, finding out what's going on. I'd also recommend that you, as the other aggrieved party, the other spouse who's been damaged by your spouse's sin, you get your own individual counseling as well, 2, 3, 4 months, because you've got to begin your process of healing from the damage his sin has caused you. Now, in my next video, I'm going to cover some additional very important steps of healing from sexual sin.